Tool sprawl versus all-in-one. If you've ever Googled best all-in-one agency tool hoping to finally simplify your tech stack, you've probably noticed that different people have different answers. Why is that? Well, let me simplify it and answer that question once and for all. Here's the truth nobody talks about. 99% of all-in-one tools aren't really all-in-one. There's some in one, a handful of features bundled together, some you'll use, most you won't, and usually missing the one thing you actually need. So instead, you stay stuck with tool sprawl. The average agency is actually running somewhere between 8 and 12 tools. Slack for communication, Asana or ClickUp for project management, Stripe for payments, Typeform for intake, Google Drive for files, Calendly for booking, QuickBooks for accounting, and maybe an email marketing tool on top of all that. But the real problem isn't the number of subscriptions you have. It's the context switching, the data living in 10 different places, the manual work keeping everything synced. Client info is in one tool, payment history is in another, project updates somewhere else. You're constantly jumping between tabs trying to piece together a full picture. Tool sprawl is an operational tax that compounds every month. What feels manageable at 5 clients becomes a nightmare at 20 and more. So naturally, you start looking for a better way. You find an all-in-one tool that looks promising, you migrate everything over, and then you realize it's not exactly what you expected. It's got a built-in CRM you'll never use, a website builder you don't need because your site already works fine, some half-baked email marketing feature that can't compete with what you already have, and a bunch of dashboards and reports that look impressive but don't actually tell you anything useful. You wanted consolidation, and what you got instead was bloat. A sum-in-one with a bunch of features you're paying for but probably will never use. Here's where most people go wrong. They think the goal is to get everything into one tool, but that's not exactly it. The goal is to get the right things working together in synergy. Not every tool needs to live on the same platform. Your website, for example, doesn't need to run on the same system as your CRM. Any CRM connects to any website with a simple form embed. Any email marketing tool plugs into any tech stack. These things are already solved. But some tools genuinely benefit from being together, and figuring out which ones is the whole game. So now, the first question is, what tools actually need to work in synergy? Think about it from the client side. If your invoicing lives in Stripe and your client portal is somewhere else, clients get a fragmented experience. They log into one place for project updates, get emails from another place for invoices, and files live in a third place. That's not just inefficient for you, it's confusing for them, and confused clients don't stick around. Say you're shopping for a client portal. You find a great one. Clean interface, nice branding, but what do clients actually get inside? If it's just an empty shell to hold your reports, they're not logging in because there's no reason to. The tools that benefit from being together are the ones your clients actually interact with. That's the core that should live in one place. The second question to think about is, what does your agency actually need? This depends entirely on how you operate. If you're running a productized agency with strict SOPs, you probably don't need a quotes or proposal system. Your pricing is fixed, your scope is defined, a proposal tool just adds complexity you won't use. This is the same thing with CRMs. Something like HubSpot is overkill for most agencies, especially if you're leaning towards productized self-service. At that point, you'll have to make a decision. Is a full-blown CRM that takes months to learn actually worth it for your agency? Or does a minimal solution with less footprint make more sense for how you work? Know your model first, then choose the tools that fit it, not the other way around. Now let's talk about cost because that's where most people get trapped. Don't switch your whole tool stack just to save $100 a month. The math only works if you're literally starting from scratch today. For everyone else, the switching cost alone wipes out any savings. But here's the thing that people miss. You actually are saving a ton of money by consolidating, it's just invisible. When your data lives in one place, you stop wasting hours piecing things together. You also stop making mistakes because info is outdated in one system but not in another. More importantly, you stop losing clients because your experience felt scattered to them. The real savings are operational and they compound over time. If the tools that work in synergy are really good, you might actually have to pay a premium for having them integrated. And then it's still worth it because you're not paying for features, you're paying for peace of mind. And remember, this isn't just about making your life easier as an admin, tool sprawl affects clients as well. When their messaging experience is fragmented across email threads, Stripe invoices, Google Drive links, and Slack messages, they feel it. Every single extra login is friction. Every scattered touchpoint is a chance for them to disengage. Consolidation improves their experience, which improves their retention, and that's the real return on investment. So here's the framework for you. Don't try to get everything into one tool. Figure out what things need to work in synergy, specifically ones that the client interacts with. Know your must-haves and nice-to-haves based on how your agency actually operates and stop comparing subscription prices. Instead, compare operational efficiency. If you want to see what all of this looks like in practice, Wayfront is built specifically for this. One system handling billing, client portal, projects, intake, onboarding, and messaging. Not uploaded all in one with features you'll never use, and not a duct tape stack held together with Zapier. Links in the description down below if you want to check it out, and thanks for watching.